Hello and welcome to my Strategy for Small and Mid-Sized Businesses video series. In this video we're going to be looking at strategy deployment. Strategy deployment is often confused with strategy development, but the two activities are completely different. Strategy deployment is a structured method for cascading and aligning objectives, metrics and targets across an entire organisation, whereas strategy development is the creation of the strategy in the first place, and it's a much more complex task. Also, don't assume that strategy deployment is how you drive delivery of the strategy. That's achieved through strategy governance, and that's covered by another video in this series. So let's take a closer look at strategy deployment. Strategy deployment is also called policy deployment, strategy cascade, X-matrix cascade, or Hoshinkanri, which is Japanese for method, compass needle, hence direction, and management control. Despite the variety of names, they all mean precisely the same thing. The basic technique was developed in the 1960s during the Total Quality Management, or TQM era, and is relatively simple to apply, which is why lots of generalist consultancies offer it as strategy consulting, forgetting that strategies need to be created before they can be deployed. The approach was derived through the combination of Deming's plan, do, check, act philosophy and Peter Drucker's management by objectives. Originally, it was adopted by many Japanese OEMs and Tier 1s, but now the approach is used the world over in virtually every sector and size of company. So let's take a closer look at the strategy deployment process. Strategy deployment starts at the top of an organisation, where the most senior person, usually the CEO or MD, sets out their level 1 policy and objectives, and this should be derived through the strategy development process. The achievement of each of those objectives is then measured using metrics and targets. These metrics and targets are then given or cascaded down to the next level in the organisation, usually senior managers, board members, or senior executives. Usually after some discussion and negotiation, often called the catch-ball process, they will decide which level 2 objectives they will work on to achieve the targets which have been given to them, and in turn, they set the metrics and targets which determine the successful achievement of their objectives. These metrics and targets are then given or cascaded down to the next level in the organisation, usually mid-level managers or department heads. Again, after some discussion and negotiation, they will decide which level 3 initiatives they will work on to achieve the targets which have been given to them, and in turn, they set the metrics and targets which determine the successful achievement of their objectives, and so on. In this way, policy gets converted into a number of strategic objectives, which in turn get converted into a number of initiatives, which in turn get converted into a number of actions, with each level having appropriate metrics and targets. Every time we drop down a level, the tasks get broken down into an increasing number of smaller chunks, but the number of employees available at each level to work on these usually increases too. In this way, it forms a cascade of tasks and accountabilities throughout an entire organisation. So there you have it, a quick overview of the strategy or policy deployment process. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like to know more about competitive business strategy for small and mid-sized businesses, you can go to my website and click on the Resources tab, or go to my Owen & Partners YouTube channel for more videos like this. If you need any further information or practical support implementing and benefiting from competitive business strategy, then contact us via the website or drop us an email.